Hello, hello, welcome back. I am so happy to see you again. Thank you for coming. You know who I am already. It's me, Liza, otherwise known in other parts of the internet and the world as Crow Mother. Welcome to August Tarotscope for all of the signs. You should apply these to your sun, moon, rising, or any other placement that you are paying close attention to. If you have not already, make sure that you've subscribed to this channel. Turn your notifications on, like this video, comment, share widely to those you think would benefit. Without further ado, let's get to it. Here is a message in the best and highest good for the sign of Aries for August 2021. First, please lovingly accept this offering of smoke that I have for you. Let us settle into ourselves and take a big deep breath in and out. This is for Aries in the best and highest good for those under that sign for the month of August 2021. Well, my dear, here we have for you for this month. The first card out of the gate for this month is a Four of Cups reversed. We then follow up with the Queen of Swords reversed, and the last one in our triple pull for this month is a Two of Cups upright. Well, my dear, as I look into these cards, I really want to single out a lead or tethering card, as is my habit to do. The first one that really grabs me is the Queen of Swords reversed. But when I really try to anchor onto this particular card and receive all that it is here to offer us for this month, it immediately is asking to be in tandem with the Four of Cups reversed. I know that all of these are a sequence together. All three of these cards are in sequence together, but the first and mainstay of your message is really linked together between these two cards, and in turn will reflect over to the Two of Cups upright. There's significance there. Of course there is, right? So, okay, anyway, to the point, I would really encourage you this month to have what maybe you had previously thought to be some difficult or challenging conversations. Of course, the Queen of Swords, upright or reversed, is in this particular message and conversation pointing us towards the realm of communication, not the broad scope broadcast communication, not communication at large, but we are looking at, and of course this is a nod to the Two of Cups upright, we're looking at deeply meaningful, important communication / conversations that have not been had recently. When we look at its adjacent card, the Four of Cups reversed, I really feel, based on the tie together of those two cards, that the lack of or inability to communicate some really important feelings and sentiments has not been out of spite. I don't feel, based on this, that the barrier or blockage within this communication, within the, I should say, the need for you to have this communication, it really feels succinctly like it just has not been the right time, setting. Maybe it's not been appropriate, on and on and on. For whatever it's worth, Aries and the block or barrier within some really heartfelt communication has not been on purpose. It just is what it is. All of that to say that the Four of Cups reversed is a gentle, to me, all of that to say that the Four of Cups reversed is a nudge, maybe not so gentle, but a definite a nudge upright into the position of finally becoming, of finally becoming willing, you are now able, we want to align your ability with a growing sense of willingness to have some important conversations. Again, these conversations this month or in the very near future. Again, the conversations this month are really going to be, I think, on a one-off. This does not at all feel like there are a group of people. Again, because I'm really being led away from broad scope communication, such as writing, communicating via video, anything like that. But this is really, and then if we break it down even further, this is not even a group of persons. I want to be as specific as I can when I say that for the majority of the messages for Aries placements that this will apply, this is a specific relationship. I also, not just because it is a Two of Cups, but for the majority of Aries placements for whom this will apply, this will be a deeply meaningful relationship. I'm about 60-40 split. 40% of what I'm picking up on where these relationships will lie will be in domestic, romantic partnerships, intimate partnerships, even if they're not domestic, but intimate partnerships to whatever way they present for you. And about 60% are deeply meaningful relationships that don't happen to be sexual, romantic, or domestic. We are talking about platonic relationships, but deeply meaningful. I think that some of the reason why this is really rooting down into a centered, anchored place for me when I look into this message, and perhaps I'm picking up on one of the other reasons why there's been some delay in this communication or one-off conversation, is because of how important the relationship is. And as sure as I'm about to say, because of how important the relationship is to you, I'm being told in my ear as we speak that it's important that I express that maybe you're not so aware of how important that relationship really is to you. This feels not at all maligned in the sentiment that I'm receiving, as in, it's not that you, in a nasty way or in a self-centered way, took the relationship for granted, but perhaps you've previously been unaware of the way that these people hold you down, to give it, the most accurate term that I can describe right now. These are important relationships to you. Again, they do not have to be relegated to the relationships within your literal or figurative home, but they are, these do not have to be important relationships in your literal home, as I sit in my home, but they are important relationships in the home of your life, right? These are long-term, familial type friendships. These are maybe less long-term, but also deeply rooted and anchored friendships. These are professional relationships that really sort of convey themselves to me as such that you would be nowhere without these people, right? Wherever they place in your life. And again, I'll repeat myself one last time. This is about a 60-40 feeling that I have. 40% romantic, platonic, 40% romantic partnership, and about 60 everywhere else for those that it will apply. And again, I really, sorry. Okay. Sorry, I'm just downloading what they're telling me. And again, I want to make one last note to the reasoning behind there maybe not having been conversation or confrontation, peaceful confrontation before. The fact that it shows up as a Four of Cups now reversed, it really tells me for our conversation that the reasoning for it not being communicated before is this same type of energy but reversed. The Four of Cups is here to show us why it didn't happen in the first place. Palm up, right? Take it all in. Take it all in. And I'm really glad I'm sitting with this a little bit longer, because the more that I sit with my hands in this dish and feel it all, this is a twofold card for this month. The reasoning behind the time, distance, and space, or no confrontation communication, has been because of an upright sort of Four of Cups. Sit back, just wait, cool out, take it all in. Take it all in before you run off at the mouth or pass judgment or make a final decision. The way that these are really lining up, and the span and scope of these numbers, a 2 and a 4, in my opinion, really tell me it's really not like that, right? Like this 2 and the 4, the way that they present, it wouldn't be appropriate for this situation for you to have already, or as you begin to have these moments of communication throughout the month, really make it so black and white, all or never. It's either this or it's that, right? We're looking at these lower, newer numbers. I was about to say beginning numbers, but that wouldn't be right. It's about these newer numbers. It's still in the realm of development and change, and that means that not only are you being invited into the realm of development or change, but the realm of development or change in how you receive this ongoing communication from the individual, how you receive and reflect upon your own changing thoughts, ideas. But, you know, the person in question, the other part of the equation here, is also being invited into newness and change and shift. I personally, in this case, don't feel that it has to be higher up in numbers to really qualify for alchemic change and shift. I think that it lives right here. What that means in translation for the other person in your life is that they too are working on change and growth. I'd put a lot of money on that at this point, and therefore I think it has been wise for you to cool out, sit back, and really let it all come to you and observe the way that this morphs and changes, because it already has. Whatever has transpired between the two of you. And as I say that out loud, they're really showing me clear pictures of, it's not just very recently what has changed and transpired. I really think that for a lot of you, this is a relationship that has grown and changed and stretched, maybe a little too thin, over long periods of time. People are allowed to change. People are gonna change, whether we perceive that as good or bad, whatever. And it has happened. At least it has, at the very least, it has begun to really happen for the both of you. And that is really my supporting statement on why it is time for you to, all right, you know, rouse yourself from your place of observation. And okay, and I'm just sort of tapping in to ask them, is this a situation in which you, Aries placement, should be reaching out, or is this a waiting place for you to allow them to reach out to you? Two things behind that in the cards and in my ear. I can hear very clearly right now in my little spiritual earpiece that it is you that should be reaching out to spearhead these conversations. That will be supported by the fact, that will be supported by the fact that, you know, the hand has reversed itself. It's time to go. It's you that's got the time to go. And also the Queen of Swords, although it is reversed, this card carries so much clarity and power that she needs but little influence from that reversed Four of Cups to get up and go. It's time to heal. It's time to grow. And this doesn't necessarily mean that this communication, this confrontation, albeit peaceful, most likely, this important, deeply necessary communication that you stand to be able to have is going to fix or change or alter, you know, going forward. Again, remember, we're being invited into growth and shifting. It's not black and white. It's not all or nothing. It will just be different. And just because it's not on just one side or the other makes it no less necessary. This is just as much for you as it is for the other person. Very important. It's time. It's time, it's time, it's time. Because if not healing for the relationship itself, it will be healing for you and how you conduct yourself within the realm of interpersonal relationships. It's time. It's time to grow in that way. I hope that you've received this in the best of ways. I hope that it covers and protects you and carries you forth through this most auspicious, hot, fiery, and sunny time. It is an honor to read for you. Remember, you can apply these messages to your sun, moon, rising, or any other placement you're paying close attention to right now. Once again, if you've not already subscribed to my channel, make sure you do so now. Turn your notifications on so you get these Tarotscopes every month and in between all of the other magic that we make together. Like this video, comment if it resonates, and share where you think it would be most beneficial. Merry meet, merry part, merry may we meet again.